Hey there, Leo. How are you this evening? My name is Sherilyn, and I am here to do your weekend bonus reading. There we go. This one is going to be for Friday, August 22nd through Sunday, August 24th. We're just going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants to talk about, okay? All right. Let's see what we get. This one's for my Leo. Okay, Leos, right? I think this is not even. Okay, maybe it's better now. All right. Let's see. Okay, Leo, what is your current situation? Besides the fact that this is, there we go. What is your current situation? The world. Okay. So the world is all about cycles. Cycles closing, cycles opening, okay? But it feels like the emphasis to me, anyways, is on a cycle that is closing, right? For some reason, that feels like the direction that the emphasis is on right now in this reading. Meaning, I'm sure at other times you're more focused on the fact that new cycles are opening, but right now you're focused on one that's closing. That's how I feel. Okay, so what is the obstacle to this cycle that is closing? What you got? The Ten of Wands. Okay. So, I don't know. I feel like I just walked into something sad or dark. I don't know. This has a lot of heavy emotion attached to it for some reason, this reading. The cycle that is closing is one that has carried a very heavy burden for you. You have carried a very heavy burden within this cycle. For sure. So there is a sense of relief, but I feel like that relief is coupled with guilt. Okay, so I feel like the cycle closing is, there's some sadness or whatever, things end. But there is a huge sense of relief because you're getting to lay down this burden, right? But as you do that, it's attached somehow to a huge sense of guilt, is what I feel like. That part's intuitive, that's just what I'm feeling here. Okay, so what is it you need to focus on? The Knight of Swords. You need to focus on, I guess you could say, like taking on a crusade of trying to find clarity here. Yeah. I think that this is one of those situations where it's like they say, find the truth and the truth will set you free or something like that. This is finding the clarity in the situation and looking at it realistically, not looking at it, just looking at it from a realistic point of view. What happens, happens. What's done is done. You did your part. I don't know. There's something here about you gaining a sense of clarity that will set you free from this guilt, is what I see. Okay? Okay. So what do we need that you need to let go of? Eight of Pentacles. Whatever this dynamic is that the cycle is closing on is something that at one time was very near and dear to you. I'm not saying that you don't still care about it, but at one time this was all-encompassing. This was everything, okay? Obviously, things have happened, roads have, shifted or whatever. Things have gone on since that point so that now everything is changed, right? We wouldn't have a cycle ending. But what you need to leave behind is, this is all coming down to me, it's coming down to guilt for me. There's something here about you feeling guilty about moving forward, or this person trying and succeeding to make you feel guilty about moving forward. And that's just not the way that this plays out. There's no reason for you to feel guilty in this situation. Whatever guilt that you should have felt, you've already felt. It's already been paid. It's done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I feel about this. You were totally invested when this was something to be totally invested in, but it's not anymore. So you have to allow yourself to go on and find happiness, is what this is talking about. Okay? All right. What do we have? What is your strength here? It is the Three of Cups. It is your desire and almost your right to finally have something to celebrate. It's your turn to have something to be happy about and celebrate, okay? Because that feels like something that has been missing in this dynamic for a very long time. Sorry about that, my nose. Okay, so what do we have in the near future? The Knight of Pentacles. You're still slow moving on this, though. You are slow moving. There you go. You're just very, I don't think you're scared, but you're very cautious. You're very cautious on the movements that you're making in life right now. Okay, what do we have? What is the advice, 7 of Wands. When it comes to this dynamic that we're talking about, the one that the cycle is closing on, stay very defensive, okay? There is definitely, this is a person or relationship or something that this is happening between you and this person. There's definitely something here about this other person not only trying to play on your good nature and trying to guilt you into whatever, staying, not leaving, whatever they're trying to do, but there's also something here about them trying to strike out at you, you know what I'm saying, in revenge or because they're hurt. So definitely keep your defenses high. What is the atmosphere? Yeah, 10 of Swords. This person that you are dealing with here, the one that is, the cycle's closing with, is definitely viewing you leaving as a betrayal, okay? I wouldn't say that that's how I view it. I don't think that's how Spirit views it at this point, but that is how they view it. So they are trying to, or they are going to act accordingly. So that's why you have to be defensive. What is your biggest fear? The 4 of Swords. You're afraid you're never going to manage to heal from this. It just feels like it's a never-ending story. You will heal. It will move forward, but it is time-consuming, okay? And what is the outcome? The Page of Swords. This person's going to continue to keep tabs on you and try to watch you. They have definitely slipped into some sort of an obsession almost about the whole thing. So give them a show, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm real cut and dry on those kind of things. So, yeah, they've got their own process they have to go through. They have to get to the other side of this, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, since this seems like a cycle that's closed or closing and you are done moving forward in a different direction, that's really no longer your problem other than to just be defensive. Don't leave yourself open to any kind of attacks from this person, right? But yeah, there you go. Okay, what do we got on Friday? The Tower and the 8 of Swords. So you're still up in your head over this tower falling. There you go. Saturday, I've got the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Wands. There is heartbreak here, okay? This, like I told you, at one time, this was everything. But things have changed. That's just what it is. But you are somewhat heartbroken. This was definitely a higher level soulmate. This whole situation was not for naught, okay? I don't know if y'all had kids or if whatever you did together, all of that, those were all learning situations. Those were all things that happened for a reason, okay? Just in the end, the two of you have learned what you needed to learn from each other, and it's time to move on. Because neither one of you is happy. They may not be self-aware enough to realize it, but they're not happy either. Nobody in this situation was happy. There we go. And on Sunday, I have the 2 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. This is you being faced with a decision. Do you continue to move forward and pick you, or do you turn around and try to save the day in this situation again? I mean, you have free will, so you can do whatever you want, but I assure you, nothing in the situation that you are walking away from or that is closing out has changed for the better, okay? If anything, if you try to go back, things will only be worse than they were when you left. I mean, because this is a dynamic that was already bad, but I mean, there's not a way that this situation you've just gone through is going to make it better, okay? So you're best off, if you ask my advice, which you didn't, to just keep on trucking, just keep going the other direction, but that's what I see. Okay, no matter what, go out and make it the best weekend you possibly can. It looks like you're pretty much 95% out the door, Leo. Don't turn around now. You've come so far, don't turn around now, right? That's what I see. Okay, thank you. Take care.